everyone, Toby here, and I'm feeling kind of suicidal, so that's why I'm here to tell you that I'll be doing 1000 Nihlatak runs on hardcore. Oh, by the way, have you seen this YouTuber's Nexius death at Nihlatak at level 92? He was also playing hardcore, so I think I kind of drew my inspiration out of this clip with my, pretty much main character, level 95, 94, sorcerers. So I guess you could call me pretty brave.
Stupid.
Anyway, let me first introduce you to the gear. So I'm running Hodo Storm Shield setup, just for a huge damage reduction. Got Talzami, Viper Magi, Shaco, Mage Fist, Spider Web, and Crafted Boots. Essentially all of this gear is just kind of to help me reach specific breakpoints when combined. I really want to have high magic find, like 200 magic find is the bare minimum I want to have. Ideally I'd like to have 300, but I just don't have the gear for it. I of course want to hit 105 faster cast rate breakpoint, which I do. 60 faster hit recovery, I kind of want to hit 86, but I just don't have the gear for it. And then of course damage reduced by 45, I really want to have that, as well as damage reduced by flat 14, which is kind of on the lower side. I would love to have more, and I will expand a bit later in this video why I want to have more, but I just don't have any way of getting it. And the crucial parts of this setup for Nihlatak runs is of course Nature's Peace. Both slain monsters rest in peace, as well as damage reduced by 11 flat. These two mods are amazing. Pretty much they allow me to do Nihlatak on hardcore, otherwise I would just pretty much never do it. And Dwarf Star for some extra survivability. When it comes to my small charms, pretty much all of them are magic find, except for maybe like 4. This one, an amazing small charm, this one, amazing small charm, and this one. And then, one more faster hit recovery, just to allow me to hit the certain breakpoint. So that's it. Of course, CTA on myself, and my Merc is wearing Infinity. That's also a crucial part of this build. And that's it for the build, so let me actually just run this one time to show you how it's done. So obviously the first thing you do is kill Pindleskin, and then I continue, to Halls of Pain, slaughtering all the minions as I go. Unfortunately in Halls of Pain, none of the minions actually spawn, Halls of Anguish. Do note how I stop here to check the shrine. Never pop it blindly, always first check it for 2 reasons. One is, of course, you can get a gem shrine, so you kind of want to upgrade your flawless amethyst probably into perfect. But the other reason is kind of more important, because the shrine can spawn fire, and sometimes you can just die for a silly reason like that. Anyway, I continue to Halls of Pain, I check another shrine again slowly, and then continue into this area where usually a couple of packs of minions, bosses spawn, and I pretty much continue to kill them, meteor, etc, etc. I actually have some cool footage over here about how tanky my sorceress overall is, just wanted to show you. So please do tell me more about how Spirit setup is better than Storm Shield for sorceress and hardcore, because I think this footage pretty much proves you how freaking tanky you can get even with a sorceress, and I think that's amazing. That's pretty much mandatory for hardcore. It's also kind of important to know that versus these guys and those pesky little flares, it's crucial that you turn off running and switch to walking, in that way that you don't reduce your defense to 0, and you can rely on your defense as well as block to dodge those attacks. There's also a cool thing about these flares, kind of damage reduction, flat damage reduction is kind of meaningful against them, because they usually come in large groups, and when they're in large groups they hit you like trucks. But when taking their damage separately, it's not that much. They probably deal like 50 damage to you, something. And then you get something like 10 damage reduced flat, and suddenly they just don't do shit to you. Anyway, once I'm done with these minions, I continue to, Nihlatak. But before I do, I always recast battle orders, as well as cast Town Portal, just to keep track of how many runs I've done. And yeah, then I continue here, I check another shrine. If it's plus skills, of course, recast bow again. It does take me some extra time, but I think it's worth it. And then, yeah, pretty much I continue teleporting all the way to Nihlatak. Sometimes Vipers spawn over here, so again, another clip of how tanky Storm Shield Sorceress is. I think that's amazing. And yeah, I guess I should say a couple of sentences about these Vipers, which are 50-50. The reason why people die at Nihlatak, like half the reason is Corpse Explosion, half the reason is Tomb Vipers. So regarding Tomb Vipers, there's a couple of things you need to know. Most of their damage comes not from the initial charge, but from the Poison Cloud. Now the Poison Cloud, it remains active for far longer than it's actually displayed. The display of the Poison Cloud disappears after a second or two, but it remains active for another like 4 seconds. So no matter what you do, do not walk in the Poison Cloud, because it deals massive damage. And not only that, there's a couple of weird things about it. So first of all, it's not magic damage, it's actually physical damage. So what you want against it is damage reduction, both flat and percentage. Next up, it deals damage per frame. And the damage per frame is around 80, which, individually, it's not that much. After all the reductions, it's not that crazy. But, 1 second has 25 frames. So after all the reductions, you're still looking at about 800 damage per second. And that's only from 1 Viper. So imagine if 2 Vipers cast a Poison Cloud and you jump on it, and you actually walk in it, you're looking at about 1.6k of your life gone in 1 second, which is absolutely massive. But then again, since it is damage per frame, and we're looking at about 80 damage per frame, if you have a lot of flat damage reduction, it's actually really massive boost to your resistances, because you reduced every single frame's damage. If you have 20 flat damage reduction and the Viper's damage per frame is 80, you're looking at 25% damage reduction on top of your 35% Storm Shield reduction. Too bad the flat damage reduction is applied before percentage damage reduction. But still, kind of having that damage reduction is crucial. And that's the second part of why Nature's Peace is so amazing. It not only disrupts Nihlatak's Corpse Explosion, as well as those flares in Halls of Bot or Pain or whatever damage, it also reduces Viper's damage significantly. Okay, so finally going back to the Nihlatak, I try to teleport over here so that my Merc can pretty much aggro all the mobs over here. And then once I'm done with a bit of killing, cleaning up, I can move down over here and, just finish Nihlatak from the side. That way he pretty much never gets to cast Corpse Explosion on me. Now what you need to know about Corpse Explosion is a couple of things as well. So first of all, it deals 50% physical damage, 50% fire damage. So again, Storm Shield is amazing, flat damage reduction, well, not so much in this case, just because of how massive Corpse Explosion damage is, but Storm Shield is amazing. For fire damage, that's pretty much why I'm wearing Dwarf Star, just for that 15% fire absorb. Another thing that you need to know about Corpse Explosion is that its damage depends on the original health of the monster that, is exploding. So something like, these little guys, these guardians. What are their names? Jesus. Ice spawns. Yeah, ice spawns. If Nihlatak explodes those ice spawns corpse, it's probably not going to one-shot you. To me, with all the 45% damage reduction, it deals around 300-400 damage. However, there sometimes spawn racks. Racks. Goddamn spiders. And their health pool is a lot larger than of those ice spawn. And when they explode, even with 45% damage reduction I currently have on me, it still takes me down to around half HP. So imagine if I had amplified damage on my face and he explodes a goddamn spider, I'm pretty much dead in one shot. 100 to 0, one shot. That's fucking scary. That's why you pretty much never play around when you have amplified damage on you. That's why before going into Halls of Pain, I will always go to town heal up if I was, cursed with amplified damage. And yeah, that's pretty much how I do Nihlatak runs. I will try to do 1,000 of them. I'm
stupid
at the moment somewhere around early 200s, I think. Yeah, somewhere around that. So hopefully I won't die, and if I do die, I believe it's going to make for a pretty damn fun video. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found something informative in it. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Please do let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions. I'm still kind of learning all this video editing, etc, etc. I'm probably not that good at it, synchronizing audio, video, adding effects, yada yada yada. And yeah, please do let me know. Any feedback is, as always, much appreciated. So thank you for watching, have a nice day, and hopefully see you in my next video. Cheers!